Something really fundamental is changing in the business world. You see, AI strategy, it used to be something you just hand off to the IT department, right? Well, not anymore. Now it's moving out of the server room and landing right on the CEO's desk. And this isn't some minor adjustment. We're talking about a complete rewiring of how companies operate, and it's all happening right now. AI has really grown up. It's no longer just a cool science project tucked away in a lab somewhere. It's being woven directly into the DNA of corporate strategy. I mean, think about it. It's becoming just as essential as your finance department or your marketing team. The smartest leaders out there, they get it. They see AI for what it is, a total game changer that's flipping the script on how businesses create value. So if you want to see just how real this shift is, all you have to do is follow the money. The way companies are now pouring cash into AI tells you everything you need to know. It's a story of massive commitment and, believe me, some seriously high-speed expectations.
And the amount of money we're talking about is just staggering. $124 million. That's the average that big organizations are planning to spend on AI in the next 12 months alone. This is not chump change. This is a huge, sustained financial bet on completely re-architecting their business around this technology.
And this right here really drives the point home. A full 2/3 of leaders are now saying AI is a top investment priority. And get this, they're committed to protecting that budget even if the economy takes a nosedive. So AI spending has basically become recession-proof. That tells you something, doesn't it? It's not a nice-to-have luxury anymore. It's an absolute must-have for survival and growth. Okay, so the long-term belief in AI is rock solid. But, and this is a big but, the patience for seeing results, that is shrinking fast. It's not just about how much money is being thrown at the problem anymore. The real story now is how quickly everyone expects that investment to pay off. This timeline is just wild. Check this out. Just last year, most CEOs were like, yeah, we'll probably see a return in about 3 to 5 years. Pretty standard stuff. Now, that timeline has been completely shredded. 2/3 of them are now saying we need to see a return in 1 to 3 years. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's happening because they're seeing AI actually work. Their competitors are moving fast, and the technology itself is just accelerating like crazy. All right, so let's get into the really cutting-edge stuff. AI agents. This is where all the hype about autonomous systems crashes head-on into the messy reality of getting them to work inside a big company. And the data here, it tells a really fascinating story about maturity. So if you look at the chart, the deployment of these AI agents was on a tear for the first 3 quarters of the year, going up and up, hitting a peak of 42%. But then, look what happens in that last quarter. The number drops down to 26%. So you see that dip, and you might immediately think, uh-oh, is this a step backward? Is the momentum gone? But that's not what's happening at all. In fact, it's pretty much the exact opposite. No, this dip is actually a good thing. It's a sign that everyone is getting smarter about this. That early 42% number, it was probably a little, let's say, optimistic, full of hype and people calling just about anything an agent. This newer, lower number, it's more real. It shows that companies are finally getting a handle on just how incredibly complex it is to roll out real autonomous AI. And here is the evidence. Look at the challenges people are talking about now. The number of leaders worried about not having the right infrastructure, it's tripled. Concerns about inconsistent use or not having a clear strategy, those have roughly doubled. This doesn't mean they're failing. It means they've moved past the initial excitement and are now in the trenches, doing the real, difficult work of implementation. And when you're grappling with these kinds of massive company-wide challenges, you need a new kind of leadership. You need someone who can steer the whole ship. And that's exactly why the CEO is now firmly taking the wheel. 72%. That's how many CEOs today say they are the main decision maker on AI in their organization. Think about that. It's not being delegated down the chain of command anymore. The final call rests at the very top. And for these CEOs, the stakes are very, very personal. Half of them, 1 out of every 2, now believe their own job stability depends on getting the AI strategy right. It's become a core competency for modern leadership. Looking at the future, the conviction is even stronger. A full 90% of CEOs believe that by 2028, AI will have completely transformed what success even looks like for their business. This isn't about incremental improvements. This is about redefining their entire industry. This is why having the CEO in charge is so absolutely critical. All those challenges we just saw, infrastructure, inconsistent use, unclear strategy, those are not IT problems. They are fundamental business problems that cut across every single department. The only person with the authority to secure the massive resources needed and drive that kind of deep cross-functional change is the person in the corner office.
And this slide really highlights why their perspective is so vital. Senior leaders report a much higher and more transformational ROI from AI. And that's not just blind optimism. It's because they have the vantage point. They can see the entire value chain and understand how AI connects all the different parts of the business to create a massive strategic impact.
So the key takeaway here is clear. As AI moves from being just another technological tool to becoming the strategic backbone of the enterprise, its leadership has to evolve too. The era of delegation is over. For today's enterprise, AI strategy isn't just managed anymore, it is personally and decisively led from the top.